Well, for the folks listening, I know a little bit about She-Hulk.
What's her name? Sally Hemings.
Jennifer Walters, lawyer by day, busting loose and green with a big old green clitoris at night. Okay. Now
Jennifer
listen.
Walters.
Yes. Now in the
Okay.
cartoon in '96, it was Doctor Doom that actually kidnapped her, and she was fucked up by one of his robots. And in order to bring her back, Bruce Banner gave her some of her blood. Okay.
Some of his blood.
Yeah. So he gave Doctor Doom permission to do the blood transfusion. Okay. And Doctor Doom hence turned her into She-Hulk. But she loved being that green, big, mean, lean, loin fighting machine.
But she was lean. Why was she lean and not bulky like the Incredible?
Well, when Bruce Banner,
she is the first woman.
I understand that, but Bruce Banner was my size, right? And he gets that gamma radiation. He turns into the whole, Lou Ferrigno.
Right.
Jennifer Walters was a pog. So she kind of went from a pog to a, ripped, kind of lean.
Classic physique.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But she loved being in that form so much that she stayed.
She stayed.
Yeah, so that's the difference. She decided she was able to somehow stay in that
manipulate
form.
The gamma ray. Does she? Wait a minute. So you're saying it's just the blood of
So in the comics, like if they made it sound like, oh, if she gets mad, she can just change. But in the comics, it kind of went ahead of the whole MCU thing where they said, oh, Ruffalo's angry all the time. He can change really whenever he wants. Well, that was kind of like Jennifer Walters in the comics. Mm-hmm. And in that John Byrne run, which is the run I recommend to everybody from the 80s, she was one of the first characters to break the fourth wall, way before Deadpool. So she'd be like, you'd be reading the comic and all of a sudden she's looking right at you. She's going, hey, honey, when are you going to turn the page? Oh, God damn, She's wearing those business outfits, and the heels. Something about heels.
As a green woman.
As a green woman.
Mm-hmm.
And
the strength difference between her and Incredible is.
It's an interesting question. I really don't know.
There's not much of a strength difference. She's just leaner than.
Well, it's interesting because he got the full dose of the gammas, right? So I would assume he would be stronger just based on his dosage, because she got the blood transfusion to get some of his blood. But is that the same? Like, if I give you some of my blood, do you have the same amount of power that I do? Because I was the one I got the full dose of the gamma bomb. Like if Captain America gave some of his blood to somebody, I would imagine they'd have some of his power, but not as powerful as him because he had the full fucking dose in the chamber, right?
Right.
So yeah, so she's probably
if we're sharing heroin needles,
right,
and you got AIDS,
right?
I'm sharing it. I got half your AIDS.
You got half. That's exactly how it works. That is 100% how science works. You have half of my AIDS, not the whole AIDS. You're absolutely right.
Half AIDS.
So kids, if you're sharing needles out there, don't worry. As long as you're not the prime.
You're only gonna get half.
Right.
Half AIDS.